what I said in 5 minutes. So first, you won't need to animate rain. In most of the cases, developers will take care of that. And second thing, if you go with the animation rain in Spine, then we have 3 ways. First is moving one image that is duplicated here, and we can manage the speed here with this way. Second is using a sequence. Again, each image, this is a sequence. You can see them all here, and they are actually taken from the footage with chroma key, as I did previously with fire animation. So yeah, they are sequence and they have constant speed. Changing the speed will affect the frame rate. And the last way is to use one line and move it, animate it in Spine, and at the end maybe we can add a splash. And all of these versions should have one bone that can change the direction. Maybe you spread this over the game, and at one place you need it to be different direction. So, and the other important thing that we will be doing is to separate them and make layers of the images. So in here you can see, let's take this frame. Hello, you. So we have background layer here with tiny images. We have foreground with medium images, and we have foreground is large images, and we have medium here. So they all are first different in size and different in speed. And this will add a little bit depth to the animation. So let's actually start, but I want to confirm it from scratch. I will create a new project, and maybe I will use some assets from there. Create a new folder, rain tutorial. This is my current project. Let me take this background, and I will take also this frame. Move it there, and I will also take this chroma key. I want to do it with you so you can see one more time how to take rain from footage. And yeah, I think I will be using all these sequences, so let's take them also. Move it inside images. Okay, first we will be taking animation from here. For that, go to Photoshop, import video frames to layers, rain, footage. Here. And we have options to import that animation. We can select arrange here, or take all. Everything is too long for us, so we will just take a little bit, I mean the least amount of it. So this is very little frames, considering that video is long. Okay. We create new document, and we have it. So I have a script here that is cleaning everything. It's not that complex, just removing, and I can run it here. Okay, I enable everything. One thing that I didn't do in previous project is I left it in an angle, but here I will actually, it doesn't do much trouble in spine, but I would like to see it straight here, and I can go and like rotate in spine easily. Okay, so this would be our sequence, and I will also use one of these frames to overlay them on each other. It is better if we use if we like remove a little bit from bottom using soft brush, or we can create a mask here and do the same. Let's first crop it. I think this is too big for us. So let's assume we are taking this portion, little square. And after that, we can add that here. Okay, so we have this. We can copy this mask for all layers. I'm holding Alt button key and just dragging it. I'm not good at Photoshop doing this kind of stuff, so don't learn this. Learn spine stuff. Okay, we save it here in images. Maybe we create folder. Let's name it sequence and yeah, save it here. After that, we'll be able to export it. Okay, let's export it and see the size, what we are working with. No, it's too small. Let's leave it 100. Yeah, this might be good. We can reduce it later. I will export the project and see. Let me reduce the voice. Okay, and see if if we need to optimize the project. Okay, here we need to save it in the same place. Where is it? And yeah, let's do it. I will reset position and move them all in one slot. Okay, so this would be our sequence for rain. Let's bring the background and also let's bring the frame here. Okay, so we can see the rain here, and we can make it two, like duplicate it. I will duplicate it with bone so I can move the slot. Otherwise, if I duplicate the slot here and try to move it, I will actually move this image and not the bone. So if you want to move the sequence, you need to duplicate it with bone. Later, you can move the slot back to the bone. I will do it now so you can see. Now let's move it here let's flip one. Not this way, but this way. Yeah. I don't think this flipping will help us much. But anyway, I love variety, so yeah, I will flip it. Now I will select all slots and move it into initial bone. Now we can remove those bones. And let me correct this one. I think that we have flipped it. It actually rotates when we move it back. Yeah, it does. Why? I don't know. But anyway, let's fix the flipping. And now we can move it into one bone. I will enable compensation here and move the bone into center. Now we have a bigger grain. So this way we can avoid big sequence in Final Atlas. But whatever we do here, it will not be optimized super well as the next the other way. So the last thing that we want to do here is again duplicate it and make it bigger, and duplicate one more time and make it smaller. So this way you will create depth, and with color correction we can reduce it here a little bit, and we can leave it this way. And anyway, so with color you can give depth and maybe a little bit adjust the speed, although we are working with a fixed sequence. So the faster it goes, it's cool, but the slower it goes, it will be stepped. So that would be the idea under this animation. So we can put it in one bone, so we can edit the direction. And I will remove this way and we'll do the other way. So since I think the other way is much more flexible, and add the ripples for the last one. Yeah. So let's remove it. Let's remove it and let's drag one frame from sequence. Okay. Let's add it into a bone. And I will need, I think, one more bone. So this one I will be moving. And this one for skewing it, and as a container, it will work as a container. Okay. So I need two of these images duplicated. So I will move it here and then snap back to its original position. But for that I need two images and exactly one above the other. So inside the frame is good for us. What is outside is we don't care about it. So considering that, we can move it. Sorry, yeah, we can move it here. I will look into one frame so I can align it. We need to align it as good as we can. Not here. Okay, if we zoom, we can see that it falls continuously. Maybe there is a gap here, but we can close it, either moving it close or just breaking it here. But anyway, there will be a gap even if we do, but much less noticeable. You can also see it on the right side. It is a much flexible way to do this way, since we can now move and it falls very slowly. We can make it shorter. And this way we can actually create layers and adjust the speed. So for that I will create one more layer. Let me duplicate this one actually. And make it bigger. Maybe now we can flip. And one more. Let's see it. I will need more details, so I will duplicate the slots, not the attachment, but the slots. And yeah, we can. Okay, so let's move it, this bone in the middle, and bring it back. So this will be our background layer, so it's gonna be very small. Would work. Now we can adjust speed. So the last one is moving slower because we see much more distance here in the background than in foreground. So in foreground we see a little bit space, so raindrops are much bigger and the speed is much higher. And for that we need to make this slow. Let me disable all, and yeah, let's see if it is looping. It does. Let's see the middle and the foreground. It does not. Why? We need to fix, copy the frames. And let's check the original one. I think this can go with 2 phases. Let's check them one by one. This is much faster, much bigger. This is slow. This is much slower. Let's show them all, and let's also change the color. So the ground one will be less visible. Let's actually change to additive. Nothing has changed, but it will give better results because it is blending with the background. Okay, so yeah, let's reduce the color for all. I think maybe this could work for foreground, but for background and mid we can reduce it. Can I see them? Make sure to name them. So this is foreground. and this would be mid, and background. Now we can work with the colors. So this is what we see now. If we disable all and yeah, leave background, I don't know. I'm having problem doing this kind of stuff like composing or adjusting colors. I wish I would have some artistic skills here enough to fix the colors here, because I see that it doesn't work well with the background. But I will leave that for real artists. So let's take the foreground. It for now. Okay, so I like the color for this. Let's tackle the middle one. Here. So anyway, this would be the way, so you can adjust the color and depth, speed, so you can achieve nice view. I don't like this white droplet, but I will leave it here. It's not about design, it's about technique. You can draw your rains here. And yeah, last thing we want to do is to add droplets. I mean the ones that the impact on the ground. So for that, let me see how long we are streaming. Okay, 40 minutes. I will cut it. I will do much better editing this time. Okay, so for droplets, I will use a ripple, and we have water here. So on the water, you want to use nice noticeable ripples, while on the ground, on different places, better to just use splashes. So yeah, we have. By the way, there is an animated movie which I watched and used as a reference. I'm very far from that, obviously, but let me share it with you. So you can see that raindrops are long and they are not just round. And notice how unimportant splashes on the ground are. There are splashes, but they are not that important. We can see that something is there, but yeah, I think this one, we can see it here much better. But also notice that the floor should be wet and a little bit shiny to give the full like wet, rainy weather feeling. Let's distribute them. Farther it goes, smaller it becomes. Maybe where they, yeah, the splashes are much bigger than they should be. So we select this bone and create another bone inside. This can be a little bigger. Okay, so okay, let's duplicate them. Change the order. Since the splashes are different, I want they to be different places, but the size should go similar to the position. Okay, so we have the floor, Let's see what we can do here to offset them. Okay, so first thing that you need to make the first frame not visible, I mean hide everything, so we can later move them. I should have done it before duplicating, so I don't do this here, because we are going to offset them and they will start in different time, and yeah, we need to make sure that at first frame is not visible for all of them. We can see that without those impacts, we have our timeline at 21 frame with ripples, and yeah, it's on 31. So we can move it to 42, like double the size of the initial, and later we just cut it. So this would be our timeline. Now we need to distribute it here evenly. Maybe. So the last thing, just put it on 21 frame and cut it using Ctrl+Shift+L. Okay, and that's this are good. So I copy all, including the 21st frame, and paste it here. Now I can just delete what comes after 21. I should be able to see them here now very randomly. And let's move them up here and move the frame to cover this ripples. Scale them, right? Maybe duplicate them. So yeah, this would be the ripples. Easy to do because we basically used already animated, and this would be on the water. So what I would suggest is when you copying it on the ground here, first make it smaller, but then remove this ripple. I think it wouldn't make much sense here, or at least remove the surfaces that it contacts. Let's see. Yeah, it again too much wet here. Maybe we should reduce the size, but you get the idea. So this way you can actually distribute everything here and here, make them smaller. And yeah, so maybe you can go and add a little bit different stuff here on the wood. Like something is dropping from the wood, I don't know. But again, if you are just joined, I would suggest not to animate it in Spine. It is much more convenient to animate it in Game Engine. To 40 minutes. And lastly, before leaving you, I want to share with you a project that I prepared. I think this one I will be doing next, and they are under the license. So I prepared force field or force shield. I don't know how to say it. And if you want to see how this is done, you can vote, because our current votes are, and if you have not heard, I opened Instagram channel just to check it out there. Go follow me. I will be posting some stuff, my works. Thank you guys. Bye.